Hi, and welcome to Home Cooking with Mimi. Today we're making the best melt-in-your-mouth focaccia. Growing up, I spent every summer at my grandparents' house in Liguria. Liguria, and especially Genova, are world famous for their focaccia genovese. Walking past a bakery with the scent of focaccia in the air always makes my mouth water. But not everybody has a focaccia bakery right by their doorstep. So that's where this recipe comes in handy. And oh my goodness, it's delicious. Plus, unlike most focaccia sold in Italy, it is 100% vegan. Today we'll make a basic focaccia dough with 3 choices of flavors. We will start with a simple plain focaccia, followed by focaccia topped with rosemary, and finally, for some extra indulgence, a caramelized onion focaccia. To begin, mix the yeast into the lukewarm water. Then add the sugar and let it proof. In a separate bowl, mix the flour and the salt. When the yeast is foamy, add it to the bowl. Then add the olive oil and start mixing. I'm using a stand mixer, which I love because it saves me so much time. But if you don't have one, don't panic. You can definitely make the dough by hand. Whilst kneading the dough, you may decide to add extra flour or extra water. But note that focaccia dough needs to be sticky, so don't add in too much flour. My dough is now ready. After coating it in olive oil, cover the bowl and let the dough rise for 2 hours. After 2 hours, the dough should have doubled in volume. At this point, we will transfer the dough into our oven tray. As I am baking 3 different flavors of focaccia, I will be using 3 small trays. I will include the size of my trays in the description box below. Something I learned the hard way is that you'll probably want to use a high-rimmed baking dish. Otherwise, the oil from the focaccia might spill into your oven, burn, and cause a lot of mess. Pour some oil into the bottom of the tray. Roll the dough in the oil and then stretch it out. It doesn't need to be perfectly flat because we're now going to let it rise for another hour. Sometimes if the weather's cold, you might need to let it rise for longer. In the meantime, let's prepare the onions. Cut up the white onion and fry it in olive oil over medium-high heat. I'm using half an onion for 1/3 of my dough. Scale this up depending on how onion obsessed you happen to be. Cook the onions until they start turning golden. Just before garnishing the focaccia, mix 1/4 cup lukewarm water with 1/4 cup olive oil. Now the focaccia has risen a second time, we can have some fun. Go in with the tips of your fingers and poke lots of holes into the dough. Beware, if you are too slow, your fingers are going to get stuck, like this. We want lots of nice, big holes in the dough. Then drizzle the oil and water mixture onto the focaccia, mixing it vigorously so that you pour equal amounts of oil and water onto the dough. Don't use it all now, as we still have 2 more focaccias to make. If you're making plain focaccia, the only thing missing is a generous amount of coarse salt. And the focaccia is ready for the oven. Next, we're going to make rosemary focaccia. So sprinkle your rosemary all over the focaccia. If you have fresh rosemary, then definitely use that. Unfortunately, I have run out of fresh rosemary, so the dried rosemary which I picked in Italy last summer will have to do. Then, as before, make the holes. Pour on the oil and water mixture and add some coarse salt. Finally, let's make the caramelized onion focaccia. By now you probably know the drill. Take all those delicious fried onions and add them on top of the focaccia. Make holes in the focaccia. Pour the oil and water mixture into the holes. Add the coarse salt. And you're done. Well, not quite. Bake the focaccia at 220 degrees Celsius. After 10 minutes, lower the heat to 200 degrees and bake for another 10 to 15 minutes until golden. Look how beautiful the focaccia is. Before we cut into it, comment below which of these flavors you're most looking forward to baking yourself. And now, let's have a look inside. All the holes we made in the focaccia earlier have become dimples packed with flavor. Focaccia can be served in so many different ways. For instance, it can be cut into strips for a sit-down dinner. Or made into bite-sized pieces for a party. I assure you it will be a hit. Another delicious way to eat focaccia, and personally one of my favorite, is to cut it in half and make it into a sandwich. Fill your focaccia with cheese, grilled veggies, or meat for a delicious packed lunch or picnic. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more yummy recipes every week. And as always, thanks for watching.